everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of the Fully Rendered Podcast. We are missing a princess. Have you found her? Peachy, have you found our princess?
Yeah, she's on Instagram using a filter like everyone else does. She's not dead. Settle the fuck down.
She's not dead.
She's not dead.
She's not dead. She just, like us, wants to touch up her photos.
They're preparing for her resurrection in time for Easter.
True.
Right, oh, of course. I forgot.
Easter's coming up.
They have actually like published an article. There was like some kind of news article, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like she's coming back for Easter," and everyone immediately memed on it and like put her face on Jesus and stuff like that. It was so funny. It was
I didn't even see that. That was just something that popped into my head.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious. When I
thought I was clever, but apparently I'm not.
People beat you to it, unfortunately. But it's been 2 weeks. How are we doing, Paul? We still running around everywhere and driving for 18 hours, or is that all done now?
We did drive for 18 hours last week, and we went up to Lake Tahoe into the snow.
Right.
And spoiler alert, I don't like snow. So
really?
That was not a fun. I'm not a big fan of snow.
Oh, that's fine.
It's too cold.
I like snow, but for
cold.
a day. I don't like the aftermath.
We went up for a
of snow.
wedding.
Right.
We went up for a wedding. My friend got married. She was my maid of honor in my wedding, so we went up there. And our dog was in the border. I took photos for the wedding. She posted a couple. And we left Thursday night, came then for a halfway point, then went another 4.5 hours the next day. And then we drove the whole 9 hours on Sunday.
Damn. That's a lot of traveling. Were you taking turns, or was it just like you driving? Was it just Kevin driving?
No, my husband just zens the fuck out.
Fine.
Like that's one of the it's one of the most one of the coolest things about him, because I'll sit there in the car going like, "Hey, I'll drive," and he's like, "No, it's fine. I like it."
Right.
Well, I think he likes it.
I thought you were going to say it's the nicest thing because he shuts up for a few minutes.
Oh no.
No, he's
I talk enough for the two of us.
Fair.
I like driving too.
He zens
you can
out.
just zone out. You're paying attention, but it's not stressful.
You kind of get
I
into
also
a
don't
flow
think he
state.
trusts me, because I've had a series of speeding tickets my entire life.
Right.
I've had so many speeding tickets.
Oh dear.
Are you like one of those people who just puts them in the glove compartment and then just goes, "Yeah, no, it will be fine"?
No, I pay them off, but I did get a reckless driving ticket. I got my birthday of 2019, I believe it was. I got a reckless driving ticket and a speeding ticket the same week.
Damn. I can understand why he takes the lead and is like, yeah, I'll drive.
Reckless driving is anything over 90, by the way.
Right.
Oh, okay. Not like just fucking going.
No. It's so speeding is anything above the speed limit, below 90, and anything above 90 is reckless driving.
Right.
Oh, here is anything over a ton is a guaranteed ban.
Right. Yeah.
80 is like, yeah, okay.
Anything 25 or 30 above the listed. So basically, okay, never mind. He corrected me. It's still above 90.
It was
like
a big number, all right?
I've seen is 65.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, the highest I've seen is usually 65. Like highways are usually 65, and then you go, 90. That makes sense. 25 or 30, whatever. Right. And since that was the week of my birthday too, the cop gave me the ticket and wished me a happy birthday. It was very nice of him.
Oh, how sweet.
Where's this happy birthday? Your insurance is fucked.
Yeah,
for the next 5 years.
Oh, but you get that extra age, so the insurance premium comes down with the extra year.
What?
Well, insurance premiums usually come down as you add years to your age.
Right, but add a reckless driving ticket and your premium goes all the way the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
So
basically you're not old enough yet.
No, I'm old enough. It's just I've had so many, like most of the time I'll get a speeding ticket and I'll be able to take traffic school. But this year, that 1 year I think I got 3 in total the whole year. It was just a very, very fast year for me. And
it just flew by.
It just flew by, literally.
Right.
So I was actually like sharing insurance with my mom at the time, and I got a call from her. She's like, "I'm taking you off the insurance." The insurance went so high, so I had to go get the shittiest insurance. for because I could only take track to school for one of the tickets, so 2 of them stayed on my record.
Oh,
And yeah, my insurance was pretty fucked. For a while, my insurance was for the shittiest you can get was like over 200 a month, and now it's all the way down to like 80. So it's fine.
It's
I'm
dropped
not going to tell you
relatively
what I'm paying
quickly.
for insurance.
It takes like I think it takes like 5 years to get off. Yeah, that's why I'm not allowed to drive.
I think that's sound
Gotta go
logic.
fast.
I think that's absolutely sound logic from Kevin.
Yeah,
there.
I did get the crazy scary letter where they said if I get one more ticket, they'll take my license away.
Yeah, I bet that wakes you up a bit, and you're like, perhaps
COVID
not.
came at the right moment.
Right,
Let's just say that
right.
COVID came at the right moment for me to like kind of lay low until it all blew over.
Right. So Peachy,
Yes.
Peachy, what's going
My insurance is £1 a month.
one singular pound.
Is that what you're going to ask?
No. But
Oh, okay.
good to know. Thanks for sharing. But no, I wanted to talk about how you've betrayed your community and your convictions.
I've heard. What's
Okay,
this?
I knew this was coming. We'll explain what we're talking about now. And I knew this was coming, so I did some prep. I sat here
He
with a
has his PR
notepad,
statement ready.
Mm,
and I thought about why.
okay.
So what Brian is alluding to is I am currently playing and enjoying and binging a live service game.
Traitor!
Right.
You are a
Okay,
traitor.
now that's out there.
Betrayer! Burn him!
Also,
Burn him.
a live service game that uses AI voice actors.
Oh my
Now,
god!
I'm digging myself in a hole because
and is
Keep going.
involved with Nexon.
is involved with Nexon.
You just couldn't stand
It's
by
like Game of
convictions,
Thrones.
could you? You just couldn't do it.
I am willing
Splitter.
to support developers. who
Top
do
10
things
anime
right.
betrayals. Oh my god.
Mm.
Peachy.
All right. So, first of all, let me tell you why The Finals is better than Helldivers. It's free to play. I'm not buying into the ability to give them more money. I can just play that game, and there's unlocks and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then they actually do a cool thing with the unlocks, which I'll get into later. It's Nexon, but I think it's a very well-made game. I think the developers were like, "Hey, can we make a game? We've got a good idea." It's a very simple idea. It is essentially capture the flag, then King of the Hill in one match.
Yeah,
It's deceptively simple,
yeah.
but it is a lot of fun. There is a battle pass.
Yes, there is.
There's a battle pass, and there are skins and gun skins and character hats and all that stuff are also in there. It's only season 2. The battle pass is pretty good.
Right.
It is £8 something for a battle pass, which when you go to buy their currency, because obviously it's got a currency,
Mm.
you can buy the amount it costs to do a battle pass.
Yeah, so none of that like, oh, it's 800, but you can only get a 900, so you've got 100 left
Yeah.
over kind of thing. Right.
Right.
So it's got none of that. They also do a starter pack, which costs the same amount as the battle pass, but in the starter pack, it gives you enough coins to buy a battle pass.
Yeah.
In the battle pass, you only need to get to level 70 in order to earn enough coins from the battle pass to get another battle pass the next season.
I do like when they do
Mhm.
that.
That's really good. It's not like, and you get some left over. It's not much. It's like 400, I think, left over,
Yeah.
which will get you a semi-decent hat or something. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
It's running well. The servers seem to be pretty sharp. I've not noticed anything. I've seen a bug or two, but it's a very frantic game. So
Yeah.
I think it's the bugs I've seen, which are very few and far between, are not game breaking or anything like that.
Mm.
It seems to be well made. It seems to be finished. This season is really good. They got a lot of cool stuff. They change everything. It's not like, oh, here's a new season. There's a new bunch of stuff on the store. Here's the battle pass. It's a whole themed thing.
Yeah,
And
it looks
there's a
like they've
brand new
leaned
map.
into retro kind of theme this
Yes,
time, haven't
so
they?
this season they've gone this synthwave retro vibe, which
Yeah,
is pretty cool.
I pulled up the store page. I guess I have this in my library.
It is free to
because-
play.
Yeah, it's
So-
free to play. That's why I have it.
They introduced a new game mode with this season, which is a 5v5. It's insane. It's kind of like capture and hold the point, but the point moves the more you're on it. So it's kind of like payload, but you can hold it for a bit and it'll move it wherever around the map, and they can hold it for a bit and move it the other way around the map. And it literally, the point just crashes through buildings and stuff. It's insane. The entirety of the music is completely different for this season. It's all got this sort of 8-bit chiptune vibe going on. The music on the last season was really good.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, they're not charging me to play the game. I literally bought a battle pass because I'm like, I've already had £8 worth of enjoyment, and I will definitely play this for £8 more.
Okay.
I am playing a live service game, but I think at the moment there's nothing about the live service aspect that I hate, apart from I am giving money to Nexon.
True.
Like, I can't justify it is Nexon. It is.
Yeah.
Nexon.
Is it still 3 classes, or have they introduced a new one this season?
There's 3 classes, so light, medium, and heavy. I think some balancing needs to be done with certain builds, but it's not like completely broken that it's a guarantee.
I remember this game was being very heavily marketed on Steam when it first came out, because anytime I would go on for like, I think a week, all I would see was the finals. And
I didn't play it, but now I tried it. Somebody mentioned it in a video.
I won't lie. Some of the like the vibrancy of the game was why I added it to my library, because I am super aesthetic, like about like if it looks really nice, I might be interested in it.
Right.
And if
it was everywhere, I didn't play it, and then it wasn't, and now I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, now only
like
hearing from you talk about it was when I was like, oh shit, apparently I had it. But and I mean, it looks fun. It does look a lot of fun. I'm not much of a PvPer, so I think that's what kind of kept me from playing it personally.
Yeah, it's
cool.
also
The game modes are fun. It's also what I spoke about later, talking about Steam. Steam doesn't allow games with generative AI on their platform unless the AI is trained by has got training material from sources that have given consent to train it. Yeah. So it's voice acting. And there's 2 like announcers, and those are the things that are AI. It's shit. It is shit, but it's just kind of background noise. Like it's whatever.
It's atmospheric.
But they've recorded training data specifically for this tool to be used, and that's how it's allowed on Steam.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I think like I just got exposed to like there are like online, like almost like onboard training the AI that people can sign up for.
I tried looking into it. It's pretty smoked out. I can't really tell.
I don't know about it on this level, but I think I just learned something about that existing.
This is completely anecdotal from what I've been reading on forums and stuff like that. So
no.
I've seen no hard evidence, but it appears that they have given the rights for the AI to use their voices generatively for this project.
Yeah, so there was a bit of a kerfuffle when it first got like found out. The voice actors have given their consent to basically say in this particular model, or rather this particular product, that they've done some genuine voice lines and then they've done some extra stuff. So in the future, when they want to add more, they can just by using the AI, but it is specific to this game.
I've been told they've been paid more for that than if they just recorded the lines for, the start of the game or whatever.
Yeah, I believe that.
So it's more like a larger lump sum in the beginning.
Yeah, because they're buying the rights to generate their voices for this game, though. But again, that is anecdotal. I've seen no hard proof on that.
I don't know. I mean, that sounds. It's like, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, in a way.
Yeah,
I'm not really.
I'm not
a big fan of utilizing AI, but.
So I am playing and enjoying a live service game. Live service games are still bad.
But
I do like
bad.
This one, and I am playing. Games are bad.
Yeah.
I do like this, and it's free to play.
Games are awful.
One thing I'm surprised you haven't spoken of yet is probably one of the most like impactful things about the game is One, it's ex Battlefield devs, which would explain why they're so good at this, but the destructibility.
Oh my god! I
Yeah,
haven't actually
that's-
spoken about the game really, but it is so for everything just falls apart if you
Yeah.
want it to. Like
You can literally tear down entire buildings.
I did a play yesterday because a couple of us have been playing it, and there was someone we'd captured the thing, and it was about to time out, and I was the only one left alive, and someone was trying to steal it. So the medium, I think, the mid bit, whatever it is, has an ability that you can pick from 3 abilities, but it can basically make a wall disappear, but then you can put it back. It's like a portal type thing. It just removes a floor or a wall, and they were there, and I just removed it and then put it back so that the person trying to steal it stayed up there, and the vault just fell down, and we just won the game off that. Like it feels so creative to win because nothing is real. Everything is permitted. You can destroy anything. That capture the point literally destroys the whole map as it goes around. It's insane.
Yeah.
The heavy has an ability where you press Q, one of their abilities, and they'll just charge through a wall. And if you're at a bit of a funny angle, it'll charge through the floor as well. It'll just destroy shit around you.
That's actually kind of cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
I'm a fan of that.
They've designed the maps in such a way, like there's loads of zip wires and things like that, so it's all about getting in really fast.
I love destructible shit too. That's awesome.
Yeah. The heavy is the slowest and definitely takes a while to get around, but it's not like, oh my god, and then you finally get there and it's all over. It's not quite like that because there are jump pads and shortcuts, and you can jump through almost every window. I do actually recommend a live service game, which makes me feel weird, but I don't think this is free.
If it's free, I don't feel so bad about ever like recommending a live service. It's only when you have to pay when there's a subscription. That's when I start getting a little bit iffy about it. When you're
buying a game and it is a live service game, I'm not talking about you buy a game and then they go, oh, let's expand the online stuff. Kind of like they did with GTA, right? Because GTA is now a live service game. It is, because it's earning a lot of money like that. But you are kind of buying GTA, you know, that story stuff, right? And then they expanded all that stuff later. I'm okay with that, but buying a live service game like your I mean, Helldivers has got some good things about it, but you still have to buy in.
Yeah, I mean, I have like Helldivers. I've been playing it. I only played a little bit of it over last weekend when I was up at the cabin, and I do understand what you're saying because it is a live service game that I would be if you like recommending someone purchasing one. Oh
yeah, what's the other one? Suicide Squad, you buy in, like Anthem, you bought in to a live service. Diablo, you buy into a live service.
Yeah, I think Diablo is one of the most egregious because they have the technically the game was $100 at launch because of the early access, the 3 to 4 days early access. If you pre-order and all that shit.
The early access, they released the game on that date, and it cost $100 fucking. Good lord.
Yeah. It was very, very talked about at the time.
There is my shame, Brian. There it is.
Speaking of the like live service thing in Warner Bros, because I wanted to cover this last week, but I completely forgot to put it on the agenda. But Warner Bros, I think it was the CEO or something. He was like, "Yeah, so Suicide Squad didn't meet expectations. Also, Hogwarts, one of the best-selling games of last year. Yeah, we should have made that a live service." It's like, what? Your single player experience was literally one of the best-selling games in the world, and your live service is literally one of the worst releases you've had in years, and you're like, yeah, we should have done that as a live service as well. This is coming from...
And we'd have more customers to fleece.
Yeah, but it's just the detachment in logic. It's like, well, we sold this much because it was a single player experience. And he's just assuming they're going to get the exact same. It's just like, oh my god, how detached are these C-suite bastards?
Some games don't need to be live service.
100%.
Like, it's like in the PS2 era, they were just like pushing multiplayer. Like, oh, we're just going to tack on multiplayer to it. And it feels like a lot of AAA devs are just, let's tack on a live service to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a pattern that we're seeing. Hopefully, though, with the death of so many in the last year or so, that will deter them, maybe? apparently
Well,
not based on Suicide Squad, but sure. But
Helldivers has done really well, which is damaging.
Yeah, it has.
to
yeah, people
gaming.
in
I
the media
just
going to
I'm
jump on
quite
it.
happy with Helldivers.
Yeah, and the few hiccups that they have had, I mean, it is an indie developer, and I don't think they anticipated to do as well as it did.
Yeah, the
So
first game was
you should,
10,000 concurrent players was their record.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. So them having like the hiccups that they have been having, I wouldn't fault them at all, because like when I've been playing through the game, I've been thoroughly enjoying myself. It looks great too.
I think they actually handled the whole launch thing pretty well. Like, obviously the service was scuffed, but the fact that they weren't like, oh, we're just going to let people smack their heads against the wall, they actually capped the service. I was like, listen, if you get in, you're in, it's going to be a beautiful experience, but you're going to have to queue otherwise. When they capped it at 350,000 originally.
Yeah, and they also acknowledged that they didn't expect the amount of success that they received.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
because
I'm
they
pretty
were
sure
charging for a live service. Nobody does this dumb.
No one does that. All games are bad.
As the guy playing a live service.
Yeah. I can't blame him. The finals, I've heard nothing but good things about the finals.
No, the finals looks fun. It looks fun.
I would check it out. I would check it out.
That's a little bit.
It's also, you only need 2 other friends. It's 3v3v3. Or there is a
okay, 3v3.
3-player team of 4 teams. And the new mode is 5v5 with the point stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the main game is 3v3v3.
I suppose
Nice.
a good follow-up subject, not to put you on the spot again, Peachy, but do you want to talk about Apex? Because it's pretty much the finals adjacent, because they're borderline the same kind of game.
So Brian makes an agenda and says, is there anything I've missed? Do you want to add something? And I heard about this and I'm like, we should probably mention this on the stream. So EA is doing it's like a 256 million restructuring. And is it Respawn? It's Respawn.
It is Respawn, yeah. You do Titanfall and all that.
A really good, reputable, like they've made some great games. Respawn, you know.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are, but they've made some really good games. They know how to make games. Apex has, I checked this, since launch has made $2 billion. It is still successful. It still has a lot of players. Concurrent players are still high. And they are just it's 125 million restructuring. They are axing the team. Well, not axing the team. They are restructuring the team. A lot of people are getting fired from this successful live service, by the way, a free-to-play live service.
That makes 0 sense.
Yeah.
I think it's going to absolutely bite them in the ass, because I've talked before about how much more like staff you want for live service games. Like I think it was Fortnite who had like 600, like literally 600 people working on an FPS game, or a third-person shooter, I suppose. Sorry. Yeah,
it's kind of disgusting that this is a successful game, and we do know that at EA they're not allowed to unionize, and I think it's about time they fucking did.
Is it?
Because that is actually a successful game, despite it being a live service. We should probably.
I think EA. Okay.
Yeah, I think Kemp's talking about something else. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I got confused. I was like, Epic. I was so confused for a second. I'm so sorry. I saw I saw in the chat it was like Epic. I'm like, wait a minute.
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think it's end of financial year, and everyone else has been laying off everyone else, so everyone is going,
it's been rough.
Perhaps if we're gonna do it, we should do it now when everyone else is doing it, kind of thing. So they're just getting rid of everyone all in one go, so they don't get the bad press down the line.
In tune with this, Brian, you want to speak about Microsoft?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about this.
Is that something you put in the thing?
Oh, it might have been something I put in.
Oh.
Take the lead. Go.
No, that's the new things. So Microsoft have given their blessing. Yeah, no, you put it in
sorry.
there.
You did.
Q&A.
You did. I saw it there.
Yeah.
Gave them their blessing.
Well, the thing is, they agreed to a contract thing about
Right.
I can't remember the name of this thing, but they signed into it. Like they didn't have to, but they did sign into it. And now this is proof that they're like, yeah, we agreed to this. We're doing this. They're not trying to crush the union, but the QA have unionized.
Yes.
And it's a lot of people. I forget how many.
I think it's something like 120 something.
It's a lot of people who are unionizing to try and get better pay. I think the main thing they were talking about is because Q&A is like the first rung on the ladder to moving up, is they want, at the moment, all they do is they get to see the job offers early rather than get more of a chance to join in.
Okay.
So I think that's what they're looking for, is career, moving up in their career rather than just get more pay. But that's unions do always try to make sure people are getting paid fairly for their stuff. That's just a part of unions, right?
Yeah, 100%. So
I think Microsoft have done a good thing.
Absolutely. I mean, to add some more context, it's specifically Activision of the ABK suite that have had, I think it was 120, 125 QA only, so everyone is QA. And there was little to no pushback whatsoever from what we can see from Microsoft. They were just like, yeah, go ahead. I think this is a good thing. Welcome aboard, kind of thing. We're going to work with you. And then the people who formed the union are likewise saying, yeah, Microsoft have been really, really like cool about it and haven't tried to fight us at all. I think that's, I mean, Microsoft definitely have some odd choices every now and then, but I think this is more than just PR. I think it's them being like, no, we want to actually try and foster a better community in game development.
They signed that deal and they are honoring it, and they're not pulling any nonsense to go, well, yes, but technically this doesn't count because blah, blah, blah. They're not doing any of that. They're like, yeah, okay. And they're not doing PR about people just shitting on devs for unionizing. I think they signed this back in 2019 as well. So maybe the people of Activision have been like, okay, it's just a month now.
That was the thing as well, because obviously ABK ended up hiring that union busting firm at one point. And it was like someone who was like really famous for being successful at doing it as well. It was like a really expensive lawyer company or whatever. They're like, yeah, we're just overseeing things, nothing to see here. We just happen to be a union busting firm.
We just specialize in this specific thing, and
not a coincidence whatsoever.
We just wanted to hang out in Bobby's world. There's nothing suspicious here. Nothing suspicious at all. But I know Pulp isn't, because she mentioned it just before the stream, but did you play the old school Battlefront?
No, I said I actually never been really interested in.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was aimed at Peachy, but he's distracted.
Oh yes, the original.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I literally said like I've never played any of those. So.
No, I know you haven't. Don't worry.
So I was rearranging my windows on Windows 11. It's kind of
it's all good.
All good.
So, I thought I said something that I shouldn't have.
Have you had any?
A lot of that.
Have you had any interest in the Classic Collection?
No, because I knew this would happen. Because I'm cynical as fuck, and I'm like, nah. They're not going to give the team enough money. They're just going to just shit this out because it's a guaranteed million, whatever. We can bank that. It's done. We don't have to put any work into this at all.
Yeah, it's a shame though, because obviously, like, Battlefront's quite beloved, the original one. And there's a lot of people who were disappointed with the direction that EA took, the most recent one. And then they do this, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, sick! It's going to be the classic one, the one we wanted, but like with better textures. That would be cool." And then they had 10,000 people trying to play it, and only 3 servers of 64 players could actually function at any one time, which is kind of a shit show.
Because they didn't go, "Hey, it's out! Everyone look!" They didn't say nothing because they knew they were just shitting this out for some quick money, and they don't actually give a shit about what they say they do.
Yeah, good old EA.
In a cynical world, I'm sure.
Oh, I just pulled up the Steam page.
Yeah, it's overwhelmingly negative.
I looked it up like while you were talking. I just wanted to get more informed, and I came across a Forbes article that said Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is Steam's 9th worst scored game ever as Spire issues a new statement. So I was like, is it? And I just went over to the Steam page, and it's mostly negative 5,000.
Ninth
Yeah.
worst. This is
Yeah.
probably on number one on a lot of people's top game lists. Like that's how
Yeah.
good the original was.
Yeah, that's
How
why
much
I
is
had
that?
to visually see that, and that's bad. That's nuts. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
there's bugs. There's the issue with the servers, which they then
Fuck up,
cited that it was a
22-year-old.
network issue and that allegedly just none of the servers were showing. Whereas obviously the community
I
like, no, you just didn't set up enough.
64 player games servers. 3 servers that can hold 64 people each. That is not like, oh, we miscalculated. No,
Yeah.
that is
That's
just
it?
put it up. Let's make some money and dump it. And they're going to dump it. They knew this would happen. No one is surprised. They knew exactly how this was going to go. And the developers will work their asses off trying to get stuff done within their remit, but they won't be allowed to do anymore by the people up top. And
Wow.
the game will be silently pushed away off Steam and forgotten about.
Just a quick cash grab. That's all it is.
For some reason,
That's
the
really depressing.
installation's 60 gig. But,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Why?
No idea.
Why?
It's puzzled a lot of people. Like, I guess maybe because it's a collection of games, but the original games, if you put them into a
No.
bundle, were only a total of 12 gig, and it's like maybe with 4K textures, but
But dude, with like,
they would have.
I haven't actually seen
hold on, how
screenshots,
old is
I
this
don't
game?
know.
Sorry.
How old is
Uncompressed
22 years-
audio.
Oh, the original. Yeah, it's a good couple of decades, I think, isn't it?
But
Yeah,
I
like
think that
yeah, there's no way it would be anywhere close to 60 some odd gigs.
Doom, the Doom 2016 was 84 gig, and it
Mhm.
had uncompressed everything because of the way id
Mhm.
engine works. They were like, just put it up, and we can have the best quality because their music is quite important,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
all that stuff. And they got a lot of textures. I doubt those textures are anywhere near
No.
the quality of Doom's. I haven't actually seen screenshots. I need to see.
I'm
It
looking at the
just looks
screenshots right
like
now.
Modded
It-
Battlefront, to be honest. But like,
Yeah,
that's
it-
kind of what people wanted. So
That's the
you can't-
best way actually to put the way Brian put it. It looks like someone just put a mod on it, like an HD mod.
Yeah, it's just higher textures, but I can't see it being 60 gig. It could be. Like
No.
4K textures are beefy.
I could see like, dude,
No.
there's no way, no way. I
No.
just
I
wanted
just
to
saw a
screenshots
shot
I'm
of
looking at.
Dooku. No.
There's no way.
fucking way.
So
Look at this.
it makes you wonder, like, why is it so much
Let me
space?
see the one of Dooku. I need to see this. Yeah, that's what I saw too. That I was like, there's no way.
Yeah,
there's
like-
no way.
The ground texture is 480p maximum.
480p ground texture. Yeah,
True,
exactly.
True. But yeah, that's
It's just a stretch JPEG for the stick for this guy.
yeah. Just the aspect ratio doesn't actually get changed. It just stretches
stretch
it out.
It's like I
Just
could
gets
see all the
found across.
pixels.
Scaled it and then
It's
tidied
so
it up
HD. I
afterward.
could see pixels.
Hmm. Sorry,
I reckon
second
they
Peachy.
upscaled it and then did some tidying.
Oh,
'cause
that's
you have to.
terrible. Oh my god! I just saw some of the trailer started playing. That's what was probably slowing down my connection
Right.
when the trailers start playing. Sorry about that, but
Okay.
I just saw one of them starting to play, and I just no.
Yeah, it's
no, it
No.
was
it's got a lot of people very, very puzzled either way. I don't blame them. I'm certainly
to be a
puzzled.
fly on the wall and know what's going on.
That is weird. That is really, yeah. It's not weird. It's what I said it was because I'm always correct.
You are
Video
Every-
games suck.
every time. All the games.
The original
All the
Battlefront
games.
2 is only 10 gigs. How many
I don't
games are
like
in the
being
collection?
proved right for the records.
No,
Those
you
are
like being right.
confused.
I think you like being right.
Well, kind of. But
No,
I
no,
would
it's a
rather
kink
be
thing. He tells
surprised.
people he has certain convictions and then goes against them publicly.
Of-
No.
Yes.
If someone
That-
does something right, I will live eat humble pie and explain why.
Splatter.
So, quick question though, just for my own personal information, how many games are in this collection?
I don't actually know because I didn't play the original.
3 or yeah. I
There's
think
only
it's
3? Wow.
Yeah, so it'll be Battlefront 2 and then Battlefront something or other,
Mm-hmm.
which was like a separate expansion Oh, what's it called? It's got a name and I cannot think of it because it's been a long time since I've played those games.
I do not know.
Galactic Conquest. Is that the one?
Galactic Conquest.
Think
I
it
don't
might be
know. I'll
something
take your word for
Likewise.
it. I'm going to tell you you're right no
Yes.
matter what you say.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's called Banana Chablambush.
Banana Hammock.
My favorite game ever.
I haven't finished saying the name yet. Hippie, 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 chibber the Force.
Sounds like something out of Tim and Eric.
I'm going to call you an ambulance. It's okay.
You're an ambulance.
Yes, exactly. I'll get this out of the way now because it's a bit of a bummer. It's something that is a terrible, terrible shame for the creative world.
Oh, no. I already know.
Oh, yeah.
But Akira Toriyama did unfortunately die.
Yes. Oh, God. That was such a sad day.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have a attachment to him
R.I.P. Akira
personally,
Toriyama.
but I do understand how much influence he has had on, like, everything ever in the creative space, especially when it comes to games, comics, animes, etc.
It's not just Dragon Ball. He was also in, like, he worked on Dragon Quest. He was at Chrono Trigger. There's a few others too. Like
Yeah.
he's very influential.
I thought this was someone else from Obsidian.
No. What? Someone from Obsidian died?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was the art director
that's a shame.
who worked on the Outer Worlds.
Oh.
Didn't actually
Oh,
look into it.
really? I mean, that one I didn't hear about.
Hear that chat was spoiling you. 2 people died.
Art director Terry Hess. Yes, Terry Hess.
Terry Hess?
Environmental artist from Obsidian Entertainment.
Oh, that sucks. But
Yeah, because you can say a lot about the Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, that was the one, the RPG one. But the environmental storytelling and the style and charm that had, that is definitely not a problem on anyone's list.
100%.
Please don't give us a third.
Yeah, we'll try not to.
Yeah,
We'll try
oh my
not to.
God, they come in thirds usually. That's
Don't
hopefully
say
not.
those words. Don't bring the curse upon
I
us.
know. Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, it's like I said. I think it's. I don't think I've personally been into many of the things that he's touched, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, etc. I literally haven't ever played a Dragon Quest game, for example. But his
I played a
cultural impact
few.
was definitely huge for
Yeah.
our industry, especially as well. So I can definitely feel how it would have taken a lot of people aback.
My brother was a big fan of Dragon Quest growing up, so that's how I know.
Right.
And I've looked at them. They're very long games.
Oh yeah, and they're
But
easily hundreds of hours.
he had that style.
100%. Should we go to break?
Sure.
Cool. You want to end on that?
Well, I figured that hopefully
Why not? It's honor.
the break will then result in hot mics, which will be chipper. Unless there was something you wanted to cover before we go to break.
Rainbows are great.
Rainbows.
Yeah.
We can never catch
Rainbows
them.
are great.
By the way, and I speak for every gay person ever, we don't own the rainbows. You can also enjoy rainbows, straight people. Okay, I promise. We don't own those.
Be gay, do crime.
Please do not do crime. That is not the stance.
Do crime
of
in
this
the name of a
podcast.
rainbow.
Sorry, say again, Paul.
I said do crime in the name of rainbows.
In the name of rainbows.
In the name of rainbows.
And God made the rainbow, and therefore God is gay.
Prism crime.
Let's go to the break. So we'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Mics will be hot. We will be supplying music, and get yourselves a drink, and we'll see you shortly. Hey everyone, just wanted to interrupt this podcast briefly to say a big thank you, huge thank you to those of you who watch us live on Twitch, those of you who watch on YouTube and are subscribed and like the videos, those of you who write reviews on Spotify and things like that. Actually huge, love it when people give us like 5-star reviews and things like that. So thank you again to all of you. Also just wanted to let you know, we do of course have a Patreon, patreon.com/fully rendered. On the Patreon, you get to ask us Q&A questions that we will feature in the podcast. You get to help us decide on topics. You get access to specials. Currently, there's a special with Peachy and Pulp to talk about Warhammer lore, for example, things like that. So if that sounds cool to you, do please check it out. patreon.com/fully rendered. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of episode 27 of Fully Rendered. We have some more Warner Bros. Fuck-ups to talk about. So,
Yes, we do.
Warner Bros. Have had a long line of fuck-ups, but the most recent one is they are delisting a bunch of games published under Adult Swim from presumably everywhere. They've not really been very clear about it, so people are going to be...
Why?
No one actually knows from what I can see. I don't know if they just don't have a deal with Adult Swim anymore or anything to that effect. A lot of the games that are being delisted are actually still like IP-wise owned by a lot of the devs. So these devs have been approaching the like reps that they've been dealing with at Warner Bros. Going, oh, can you just like put it into my name, like the listing on Steam? And there was one dev in particular who actually like showed their receipts. And they were literally like, yeah, we'll show you how to do it. It's literally like 3 buttons. Just put it into my name. The reason they're so keen for that is because if it gets delisted, because they own the IP, they're well within their rights to relist it under their own storefront kind of thing on Steam. But they'll lose all of the reviews, all of like the curated stuff, the community pages, everything that comes with it. They would have to start from scratch. And these are games that have been out for a while for the most part. But yeah, like... no idea why they're doing it, but the reason they've cited that they weren't prepared to just transfer it into someone else's name is because they don't have the resources to do it. Yes, they don't have the resources to click 3 times for maybe 20 games in total. But yeah,
how many clicks is that, Brian?
How many clicks? Many. 20 times 3, 60.
I mean, come on, time is money.
Time is money. Yeah. It's a lot of clicks. You can get carpal tunnel.
That's too many clicks, dude.
Way too many clicks.
I have to count every click I make.
Yeah, and we like to count the clicks on this video.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Just point in different directions.
Just point. Click on Brian. Just click on his face.
Click on Brian's face.
But yeah. So, do you think Warner Bros. Are within their right to display? No, we don't care. We're no longer affiliated with you, so we're just going to delist them. Or do you think they should just go that little extra mile for the 3 clicks? You know what I mean?
Okay. I think they should.
I know why they've done this.
Okay, go on.
Why?
Because giant AAA companies love to kill games. They do it all the time, and that's why they love live service games, because when they come to end of life, they can just kill it. And it's gone. And all they have left is, look at these shiny numbers. They should do it. They're also within their rights not to do it, because it is technically theirs.
Yeah.
Having said that, you'll now be able to get it free over on Internet Archive in a matter of weeks. If you want to play those games, it sucks. If your game just gets if you already own this game, you it will still be in your library. But the devs now no longer have, hey, look at this game. It got all these great reviews. They have to start again from scratch, which it's very difficult to start again from scratch on Steam.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It may not necessarily be in your library. It depends on the games. Like, apparently Warner Bros. Haven't given actual clear details, because it's not just Steam. It will potentially be on all the storefronts those games are available on as well.
I think under Steam's terms of service, if someone has bought a game and you want to remove it from their library, you have to refund them.
Right.
And they're not doing that.
Yeah, I don't see Warner Bros. Doing that, to be fair. I do think it's just
if they do,
scummy.
I guess that's good, but what? I don't know. Are they gonna? They don't own the rights to the games, so they can't put them up again, right?
Right.
So Warner Bros. Wouldn't be able to put them up again now.
But Warner Brothers can currently have them listed.
And then they could
money
just
off that still.
They could just transfer the store page or whatever for the game. So
Warner Brothers own the right for the specific game, but not the license that the game is based on. So they can't sell it again, but they still own the game.
So my assumption is, because it was published through Adult Swim, and I'm assuming that either Warner Bros. Had some kind of stake in Adult Swim or a publishing deal where it's published under them instead, but they've just decided to, like, as far as we know, just unlist these games in the next 60 days.
Right.
Some devs have literally just gone to the point of going, I've downloaded everything. It's now on my website for free if you want to play my game instead, kind of thing. Because they're like, fuck, what do we do? Because if we relist the game on Steam, it's as if it's a brand new game or a brand new launch, and they would have to start from scratch again. So they would
Yeah.
So
lose.
the devs own the rights to the game.
So the devs own the rights to their IPs for the most part. Obviously, it varies slightly
Right.
from dev to dev. But yeah, a lot of these devs are like, yeah, just put it in my name, and like we'll just keep the storefront, and then we don't have to start from scratch again.
Right.
Yeah,
It's-
because like, I mean, if you wanted this game, you probably bought it already. There's going to be a minority of people who are going to buy that again. So
but it's multiple games. It's 20 odd games.
yeah,
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah,
what I
there's
mean.
only one game I recognize on here that I have in my library because I had to like go look this up to see what games fell under the Adult Swim's games, so I could kind of get like a scope of
Another thing to bear in
how much
mind
is being affected.
is that it could take out
Mhm.
people's wish lists as well.
Yeah.
So if someone's like just waiting for a sale or something like that, and then suddenly the game just disappears from the wish list because it was delisted from Steam.
Right.
And then the dev would relist it under their own little storefront page on Steam. And then those people who wishlisted it would just be like, nope, it's gone. And then probably forget about it. So obviously that can impact it. And then I don't know the exact details, but I believe wishlisting does also help with like Steam algorithms and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of like...
basically a dick move that they're well within their rights to do, but...
Yeah, the optics aren't great.
No, you're right.
Well,
It really is a shame.
what is there a list of the games?
Yeah, if you go on, I went on the Adult Swim Games website just to see because I want to get because they have a whole like they categorize them by Steam, Switch, PlayStation 4, blah blah, blah. And I wanted to see what was on Steam because I was more curious. I was like, have I come across any of these myself? Because I don't play a lot of licensed stuff, properties like Rick and Morty and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the only one I had was a gift, Battle Chef Brigade.
Don't actually know it. There's only 4 games on here. See all games. There we go.
Yeah, it took me a second too.
There's a bunch of Rick and Morty ones, like you mentioned, including the VR one, I believe.
I own Battle Chef Brigade. It was a gift to me, and it was very fun.
It's kind of like Overcooked, right?
Pardon me?
It's kind of like Overcooked, I believe, that game.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, similar vibe.
I haven't played enough of it to fully like grasp it. Like I play a little.
Sorry.
What's that?
Yeah, Headlander.
Sorry, I'm reading the games.
Yeah, there's some like indie darlings in there for sure.
Small indie games, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these need all the help they can get.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like, yeah, we can't do it because we haven't got the resources.
Especially like I like Double
off.
Fine Productions, Headlander. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, Headlander actually got like really good reviews when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, Double Fine doesn't get a lot of really good. Stop. Not you. I clicked on it and the Steam page came up and I heard the trailer. I'm like, stop. I like Double Fine Productions because they worked on like Psychonauts, which is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
And I do like to. What?
I was singing the logo, sorry.
I thought you were just coughing up a furball or something. It was like, okay.
That was fine.
So for like indie games like that, I like to try to support them as much as I can. So
yeah, no,
I never even heard of Headlander.
Yeah, it was an indie darling, let's say, when it first came out, which was about 3-4 years ago now, I believe.
2016.
Yeah. Wow. Fucking hell. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it.
just made me feel old. 8 years.
I'm so sorry.
I swear it was like in 2020. 2020 felt like 8 years on its own, to be fair.
I mean, to be fair, between like 2020 and 2022, like those years are gone. Because we were all like in lockdown.
Fun fact, all of the years up until now have gone.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, I hate you so much for that.
Some more like cultural affecting news, I suppose, or something that had a big impact on culture is Rooster Teeth has been shut in.
Yes, I heard about that. I heard about that. That's actually really depressing because I remember when my brother came home with a Red versus Blue DVD.
Right.
Like
And that's the big one for
year-
most people, I reckon, as well. Red
That's
versus
yeah.
Blue.
only one.
I
for
wasn't
most
an avid watcher of Rooster Teeth, but my exposure to it was my brother used to work for GameStop and he brought home one of their DVDs,
Hmm.
and that's how I learned who they were.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
I
go on.
mean, Red versus Blue wasn't good for a while, and it started coming back. And I'm sorry, but I kind of thought they'd already stopped the whole Rooster.
I
Teeth thing.
don't keep up with Rooster Teeth. I've honest to God thought it hasn't been around for a while.
I mean, I do remember going on their website not that long ago and watching through the entirety of Red versus Blue because
Yeah.
classic internet humor, and it's a bit. It's not as funny as it was when I first watched it, but it's very old. It's very
Yeah, I was really young when those came out when it started. So like, I haven't revisited Red vs. Blue in a very long time. I do have fond memories of enjoying it with my brothers.
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. It's Rooster Teeth has been a bit of a weird one. They obviously exploded,
Yeah.
and became very, very, very popular, very well loved, especially for Red versus Blue. And then they kind of just started like going into all sorts of other directions. Like if you actually go on the Rooster Teeth website, they've got like 40 podcasts or something like that for different things. They've got loads of different series over the years as well. It's quite a bit of content that is under their umbrella. They ended up with like 300 employees at one point. That's how big they got. And then I think about a year or so ago, a bunch of them got made redundant. And just now, the remaining 150-ish jobs. So they were still quite big, but they definitely dropped off in popularity.
Weren't there a lot of people leaving too to go independent themselves? I feel like I
think there have been like things over the years where people who were originally with Rooster Teeth were like, I don't think this is working. I'm going to go solo kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think people have branched off.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also been like various controversies over the years as well. I can't remember the specifics, but I do remember
There was.
being in the news
I do
cycle a
remember
couple of times.
one controversy. I can't remember what it was about. To be
Yeah,
honest, because there's
something
so
about
many controversies.
large
So-
network stuff. Kind of the way channels and went. Like I can't really remember. I know the
Yeah,
guy that
it's
was
not-
doing the original choreography.
Mhm.
Or when Red Twisted Blue started getting choreography, I know he died, and I don't know if they fully recovered from that, but they did pick up again after a while.
Mhm.
But it definitely lost some magic then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is a classic internet thing, isn't it? Rooster Teeth. It's
Yeah.
another one. But the internet's been around a long time now. There are YouTubers retiring. That's how old YouTube is.
True.
Yeah,
That's been quite.
that is very true. I've been seeing a lot of it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Was
going
it
to say.
Matt Pat? Didn't Matt Pat retire as well? Yeah.
Tom Scott.
Mm-hmm.
There's been loads. I'm trying to. I can't think now. But
I mean,
these are.
you can't do this kind of work forever.
Well, I don't think they need to.
They don't need to.
I think
They don't
are
need to at all. But
actually
that's why
retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot that have done like videos like, oh, I'm retiring. Some of those are a little bit clickbaity, and it's more of, oh, I'm just not doing as many videos. I'm only going to do the ones that I'm particularly interested in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Usually from people that have like built up a team, and it's like, I'm going to let the team make their shit, and then every now and then I'll throw in my phone recorded video or some shit like that kind of thing. But yeah, it's definitely, it's when you have a new industry, a very young industry like ours, it's very interesting to see like the first generations of it suddenly go, no, I'm back in my day kind of thing. Like we're definitely seeing a lot of that now.
Weird to think about, but like it's been a long time now. It's definitely been enough time for people to retire on the money they've made in their career on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I agree. That's why it's better to branch off and have multiple streams of revenue in cases like this.
It's just the natural circle. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
like
going to
YouTube is
happen.
dying. It's not like we are out of content creators, good content creators, massive content creators still going.
No.
And it's a
But,
lot
like,
to keep up
Mr.
with
Beast
as well.
and
and we
retire
will see
already
more.
3 times
We will
over,
see
right?
more retire.
Yeah.
Probably. Do you know what it might be? Because like you hear one and then another one and then another one, you're more
Yeah.
attuned to it. So there's confirmation bias, but also the people who are thinking about it going, well, he did it. I could do it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a bit. I could do it. So it maybe it just cleared the pipes a bit and people are like, yeah, okay, this is normal. It's not weird. People are doing this and I can do it too.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a little nudge, don't you? And that nudge is just watching someone
A
else do
small
it before you.
example to show you that it's not an insane idea to do.
Yeah. All the best to him. Like, I think it's nice that some people have literally gone, you know what? I think I'm rich enough. And then just leaving it at that and not just doing something weird with their company. If only more companies would do that. But in other news, Ghost of Tsushima is coming to PC.
Dude, when I saw that on Steam, I wishlisted it immediately. I'm so excited.
Yeah, same. Like I've got a PlayStation 4, but it's been collecting dust for some time, so I'm behind on a lot of the exclusives on PlayStation that I've really wanted to play. Ghost of Tsushima is being one of them. So I'm quite stoked for it to come to PC.
So you never played it before?
Not yet, no. I've been wanting to
You're
for a
gonna
while.
love it. It is a beautiful game. When I played through it, I played a little bit of it on stream. I didn't beat it, but when it came out, and I just remember being blown away by like the visuals alone are stunning.
Yes.
And for PlayStation 4, like I do have the director's cut PS5 upgrade, but that, as well as just like everyone else, and Bloodborne were the 2 games I wanted to see on PC from PlayStation. I'm very
We ever
happy.
get Bloodborne?
We're never getting Bloodborne. I'm just saying those are the only 2.
I actually meant to bring that up in the last episode because Miyazaki has said that if they were going to do it, it would probably be a next gen thing. So people are kind of bummed out by that.
Sony will not let go of that IP. It's not at all Miyazaki. It's entirely on Sony.
Yeah. But yeah, the quote he said was something like, if we were going to do it, we wouldn't want to do just a basic 60 FPS upgrade, which is what everyone's absolutely fine with. And he was like, yeah, if we were going to do it, it's likely going to be like a next gen thing.
It would still do super well if it was just a 60 FPS remaster. Like it would, because it is a beautiful game still. Like a lot of games on PS4 did age very well, and they look nice. They still look nice.
Technically, I believe you can play it in 60 FPS if you do it through the PlayStation Now. I think it's PlayStation Now. They've renamed it a billion times, but the streaming thing. So if you stream the game to your PC, it's from their servers, and I think technically it runs at 60.
Yeah, I forgot that you could do that, because I think I remember looking in when I saw it on the agenda last time. I was like, really? There's information about Bloodborne? Because whenever I see something that I want to get more information, I'll go look it up. And I saw like a bunch of like, oh, you can play Bloodborne on PC, and I'm like, you can't.
Yeah, it's technically through a web browser, but
yeah, I always forget that exists. So like when I see it, I'm like, you guys are lying. Shut up.
Yeah, Sony don't really market it a lot. Like I actually was familiar with it because when I bought my PlayStation 4, I had housemates and I wanted to have the means to play games with them whilst keeping it in my room. So there was a device that was essentially the equivalent of the Steam Link, which Peachy's talked about and shown us on stream before, where you stream your PlayStation to this little device. It also acts as like a PS Vita as well, so you could put Vita cartridges in it. And then they were like, oh, we have PlayStation Now, and you can like stream games from like our archive. And it was mostly old school PlayStation games, like previous gen stuff. But they never advertised it.
Yeah, but you also have to get the most expensive membership too for PlayStation in order to gain access to a lot of those classic games. Because I think for the longest time I had just like the base one because I wasn't really using it that much, and I recently upgraded like a year ago to like the mid tier, and then it's all the classic games that I would want. I'm like, I don't want to spend more money, so they didn't really promote it very well and
Well,
also it's just very
when they first added it, it was just a separate thing. So you'd have PlayStation Plus, and then you'd have PlayStation Now, and then obviously
you're right.
they did this
Now
Game Pass equivalent thing that everyone thought was shit with different tiers.
Yeah, no, I remember it was just that was an entirely separate service, and then they merged them into the 3 different tiers for the memberships.
So definitely,
It's silly business.
A couple of years ago, I got ham into retro games, so I collected a lot of games. And then since then, I've been playing backups of the games I own.
right.
But if you give us a good service, like I can't remember the last time I played a backup of one of my Super Nintendo or Game Boy games, because there's a very good service on Switch where I can do that.
Although
If
when
you
that
gi- if
service
you give
came out,
people the
people were a
right
bit salty about
service-
the price.
Yeah.
Because I think the library was quite small as well at the time when it first came out.
It was. It's much bigger now. They're still adding games to it.
That's good. That's good.
But obviously, when that's gone, that service is gone, and the next Switch is out, and they no doubt close down these, which they always do. Nintendo will just decimate a shop. Those will be gone, and I'll have
They're
to pay
pretty
that.
notorious for it.
I'm memeing about backups, but I actually I kind of went ham. I had an entire room of retro games, so it's not actually far removed from the truth.
That's cool. That's cool. I remember Gerard, when they removed a bunch of the DS games, he like downloaded like 1,500 games or something like that, and it
Yeah,
costed
he
like
found
30
errors that
grand
no
or
one has
something.
ever found because he spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars on game cards.
Yeah, just to get it all preserved with the what was the an actual charity this time, the
An
game
actual
prevention
God.
charity. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, he did some work with that.
Companies love to kill games. Keep hold of your games. They love to kill them.
Faux show. Do you want to take the lead on this one, Peachy? The new studios that are popping up.
Oh yeah. So well, we've been talking about all these big developers being shut down, and what's the company that's the Saudi company that just went blah and shit everything everywhere?
That one,
Embracer?
yeah.
Embracer Group.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see new studios popping up. Giant Skull, which is do you remember the ex Jedi
Knights
the
of the Old
director?
Republic.
No, the Jedi one.
Oh, the
He
Jedi
got canned,
Survivor?
right? And or replaced, or he left. I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago now. But he's starting a new one called Giant Skull.
Okay.
Which well, I get into. There's also another one with ex Naughty Dog, Activision, id Software. There were some others in there I can't remember, but they're all veterans of the developer space that have just been probably disenfranchised with massive corporations owning their studios. And they every single thing I've read from both these completely separate entities, they're focusing on single player games, and each one of them in a different way sort of, they don't really dance around it. They do mention it, but they're basically like, game devs aren't allowed to be creative anymore. They have to work for this thing that they're told to work for. But basically, it reads to me as if they're going, I don't want to do fucking live services on some IP that some bigwig has bought because he thinks he can make money on it. I want to make a game. I want to have fun. And they all, I mean, it's still corporate speak, but they're all sort of saying that make the game. We want to make the games we want to make. We want to let our developers do what they want to do, because the next big IP is just around the corner. And they think they can do that.
It seems to be very common amongst the old Blizzard and Activision devs, especially. Like you've got Dreamhaven, Frost Giant, the one Giant, not Giant Skull, Emptyvessel, that's got some ex-Blizzard folks. I think there's another indie studio that started up, which is all ex-Blizzard people. It's quite prominent, or leaning quite heavily towards Blizzard.
And looking at the names on this, the wealth of experience, these people know how to push a game through. Like, it's not going to be having a go. And maybe this is the new wave of game devs. You'll still have AAAs pumping out shit, and every now and again getting a gem. You will still have that, but this is like but like many years ago when like things were getting a bit too business, and creative people don't like to be squashed under business nonsense.
No, they don't.
And this is why it's gone to where it is, because they're like, okay, you do that stuff while I make a fun game, but then there's more pushback from the people up top, so they can't make what they want to make.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Hopefully there'll be more jobs coming now for the career developers who aren't making the games they want to make. They're just making games because they want to do that, right? And then they're being pushed out of these giant corporations. So I think this is a new wave, and it's. I'd like to see what happens, because it could all be shit and nothing. I have here talk of immersive shooters, which is just a sidestep from immersive sim, and I am here for all the immersive sims. I'm here for it. Give me if it's shit, I will play it. Okay.
Any
Just
rumors in
give me an
particular?
immersive sim. Huh?
Any rumors in particular?
No, not of specific IPs. From what I've read, cursory glance of a couple of items. It seems to be they want to focus on new stuff and not buy IPs. They just want to make a thing and not be constrained, which all creative people don't want to be constrained, although a bit of constraint is helpful sometimes to breed creativity. But I don't think they're aiming at any big IPs or names or something that they can't fully control and go where they want. Like the way games were made in 2000s, you know what I mean?
They just don't want to be beholden to stakeholders, basically.
Pretty much. That's the vibe I get.
Yeah.
But don't forget, these people who are leaving are now becoming the CEOs. So there's pinch of salt with the things they're saying.
I mean, like a prominent example is Frost Giant, which was old StarCraft 2 devs, StarCraft and Warcraft devs, or Warcraft 3 specifically. And they're making their own RTS now. It's going to be a free-to-play live service style kind of thing, because they're going to be leaning into PvP. I should know because I've played it, and I was really Stormgate. Stormgate.
Stormgate, that's the one, because there's another one as well.
You know
with a different name
everything
that looks
about
pretty
that,
good.
Brian.
Sorry, say again.
I said you know everything about those games, Brian.
I know all the things. Yeah, it's actually
you
a game
know all the things.
I have been keeping an eye on it. I did play it during the Steam Next Fest. I completely destroyed a guy. You could definitely tell who the people who had played StarCraft were amongst the people in the test, and those who weren't. And this dude I destroyed definitely wasn't a StarCraft 2 player. All of my old muscle memory came back, and I was just there doing like a billion actions per minute.
One with heroes, Brian? Hero units?
So it's very, very similar to StarCraft.
Okay, because there's two at the moment. One of them is focusing on having hero characters, units.
This one, I can't
remember the names.
I think, like StarCraft 2, there may be like unique units you can have in PvP. They've got a couple of different PvP modes as well. They've got like a co-op one where it's like more mission based. So it's almost like a co-op campaign essentially. But you get like hero characters or unique NPCs within it that have special skills and stuff like that. But overall, it's just going to be a PvP RTS, very much akin to Warcraft 3 or StarCraft 2. And like I was saying, like, because I'm a StarCraft 2 player, pretty much all of the old hotkeys are the same. The UI is very, very, very similar as well. So if you very much loved your StarCraft back in the day, highly recommend checking out Stormgate, especially when it becomes more widely available.
Zero Space is the other one.
Zero Space?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not familiar with that one. Tell me more.
It's another RTS. I think this they have hero. God, shut up, Euthermal. I like Euthermal's a StarCraft 2 player, and he plays a bunch of RTS.
Right.
These games do look very early. But it does seem like it's more of a crowdsourcing thing, because RTS has become a niche now.
Yes.
Like once upon a time, like after Dune 2, it was the game. That's how you did big stuff. And now it's more of a niche thing. So it does seem like they are farming, for want of a better word, input from players. But that one I just said is more of a hero one. It's still got base building and all that stuff, but you can build hero units that have abilities. So like Warcraft 3 had heroes.
Yes, again in the PvP, no, technically, but in the campaign, you'd have like special characters that would have skills and stuff like that.
Maybe it was number 2 then. I can't remember, but yeah, it's got more hero stuff, but still farming and all that kind of stuff, with interesting new mechanics. But I'm not versed enough in RTS anymore to tell you. But people are like, this is good, and there are StarCraft 2 content creators that are trying to put videos out, but obviously their followers want to see StarCraft 2, so it's not getting the views that they would hope. So that means they don't make as many videos and it isn't getting as much traction. But if you like RTS, look into those two games. They seem to be looking good.
Stormgate is doing very well. They did a Kickstarter as well, and they raised a few million off it. So there's definitely some demand for it there. All the old like SC2
We
pro
talked about
players and stuff.
Stormgate, didn't we?
Briefly, we have, yeah.
Yeah, because it looks very familiar.
Yeah, so it's for people who are familiar with StarCraft, it's got like an infernal race, which is basically demons. So if you liked your Zerg, they're kind of like very similar to the Zerg with a cross of like Protoss in there. There's then the human faction, which is very similar to Terran. And then there's going to be a third faction, which I imagine is going to be very similar to Protoss, maybe, who knows. But yeah, it's very familiar, basically. I highly recommend.
Yeah, the term indie is now kind of blurred. It's not just what you think
very.
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
Very.
Because they've got the tools to do it now. Like before, you need a team to make big games. Now they've got more tools and more help, and now they've got more developers that have been just kicked from their jobs from giant corporations that can go, oh, I can do it like this. And we're gonna see some really cool games. There's, I think, in the next couple, let's say 5 years, because it takes a long time to make a game. Yeah. I think we're gonna see some really new and cool IPs. That's gonna.
I'm really excited for. I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, the future's looking bright, especially with
even though right now it's kind of shit.
Yeah,
it's a light at the end of the tunnel, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, the future is looking bright, especially with the new tools that are being introduced into the development industry or the software industry.
You get a biscuit, Brian. That was nice.
Thank you. Do you want to take over from me, okay.
So I don't really understand what this company is, but they're described as a global service provider called Keywords. Keywords. Yes, Keyword Studios. And I assume they are they do networking stuff, things like that for games. They've been Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, to name a few. They have been doing an experiment. The experiment was they wanted to make a game with a couple of devs using AI to make the end goal. And after a 6-month I've got the link there. I don't know if you want to pop that in the YouTube thing, but they did a year report and it's got everything in there. It's just a yearly report for investors, I assume. And there's a little section about this experiment they did for 6 months with a couple of devs using AI to make a 2D game. And quoted here, one of the key learnings that was whilst generative AI may simplify or accelerate certain processes, the best results and quality needed can only be achieved by experts in their field utilizing generative AI as a new powerful tool in their creative process.
Wow, fancy that.
Very interesting.
So yeah, they have found that the ideal use for AI to make a game is how we all know is to be a good tool for developers to get what they want out on the screen. Developers using it's like a carpenter uses a plane. Like,
yeah,
you know, nobody when they invented the plane, they didn't go, that's cheating. You should do it with, you know, your hands and a screwdriver.
Right.
It's like, no, this is just a new, quicker tool so we can do this thing. And we've all been saying that the AI is good to make these tools that we can use to be more creative. And this is a big company. A lot of like companies go to this. I don't know what they do. I wasn't able to find that out.
Probably just a contractor. Like the place that I recently had applied for, they specialized in multiplayer tools and stuff. So they worked on a bunch of Epic games, including Fall Guys and stuff like that. So that they are literally just a studio that's dedicated to a specific thing within game dev, and then they get contracted in to do that specific thing, as it were.
Keywords are clearly a big one because those names, games I ran off are big games, like
Yeah.
award-winning games.
Yeah.
So they're obviously big in the space, and their experiment has shown what we all know is that it should be a tool, not end product.
And that's the thing with AI as well. It's like, obviously it's getting a very bad rep at the moment because of bad actors misusing it and taking the piss with it, and obviously trying to chase money and all the grifters and all that shit that comes with it.
And on top of that, the pill clutchers that just hear the word and go no.
Yeah, and people who are likewise also probably being a bit gratuitous with their use of AI. It's like, well, it's not really AI, it's just an algorithm, and we're calling it AI because that's the buzzword kind of thing. But I think at the end of the day, AI is something that we should get used to, regulate, keep a close eye on, and definitely try to utilize, because with so many industries over the centuries, frankly, people are going to lose jobs because there's going to be something that's better, and it's going to be the market that decides it at the end of the day. Like, do you think when the car was invented, people were like, oh, but what about the horse and carriage businesses? What about them? Like, no, everyone has a fucking car now because it's part of their life. And AI is going to be eventually, at the moment it's not, but eventually it's going to be so good at doing things to save time and slim down processes and things like that, that it's going to be a mainstay in every studio.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Right.
I'm not anti-AI. I'm very pro-regulation though of AI, like 100%. Like it definitely needs. Like,
Understandably, there's going to be people who will misuse and abuse it.
Yeah.
And that's just going to come with comes with the territory. So, but I'm not opposed to AI being utilized as a tool. It's when it's being utilized like in exchange of like actual human like, you know,
to do
to create
crime.
the final product. It's like that's no.
you.
It's an AI. It's numbers. Like AI cannot make art because art can only be made by humans.
Yeah, there was like a I don't want to even get into the subject of AI.
But like like I've been
I
saying this.
agree. There's no replacement for human work. So but if you could there's nothing wrong.
That's the downfall of a
No.
species.
It was like like what I just saw, there was an article about like some sort of art gallery utilizing AI art, and it's like, why?
Yeah, that's very.
That's what I was referring to. And it just like popped in my head because it kind of like, kind of went along with this, where it's like, no, I mean, one is clearly made by a computer, the other's made by humans, but you can be aided by computers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think in about 10 years, we're going to see an art movement where people are trying to recreate what the shit that AI pumped out.
Where they purposely give them extra fingers. the Renaissance.
That smooth look that all AI art seems to have.
Yeah,
I think that will be an art movement because artists love to go, fuck you, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, well,
that's why we need artists.
I'm pretty sure there are some artists who are trying to, just say fuck you to the AI art and just try to recreate it themselves. And I'm all for that.
There's actually a plugin you can get. I can't remember its name. It's something to do with poison or venom or something along those effects. But someone's made a tool where it will basically fuck with like the metadata in your images. So your image will look fine, but if an AI scraper tries to read it, say, I don't know, maybe you drew a recreation of the Mona Lisa in your own art style, and then the AI software would try to read it, and it would see a cow in a gimp suit or something stupid like that. So, I was trying to keep a straight face, Paul. But so yeah, like you can basically
I'm not gonna be able to keep a straight face.
you can basically poison your artwork so AI scrapers can't read it. So then what will happen is someone will be like Mona Lisa, and the AI thing will have learnt
Mona Lisa
to draw the Mona Lisa as a cow in a gimp suit kind of thing. So yeah,
there you go.
The problem with that is just an arms race. That is not a solution. That 100%. That is a band-aid right now that will probably help a lot of artists.
Yeah,
they'll find a way to get around
regulation.
I've also seen
tools. AI is going to be so amazing as tools if we can stop trying to make the end product and make our tools so we can create cool shit.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get there eventually. It's just gonna.
I think
it's gonna be rocky for a while, especially when you've got AI artists. I'm doing air quotes for audio only listeners. But they've been making tweets about how they shouldn't have their art stolen. And it's like, oh, the irony of like AI artists going, no, don't steal my AI art kind of thing to make your own AI art or whatever.
Please do not steal. Yeah, it's publicly accessible is not copyright free.
Yes, also true. Also true. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about? Did you have any?
No, I'm happy with ending on some good news from a large company about AI.
I think this is a good place to stop.
Good place to stop. Okay, cool. So in that case, let's do shout outs. Pope.
Hi, I am Pulp Fictionally. I am a former Instagram outlier and variety streamer. You can find me on all my social media under Pulp Fictionally, except for Twitter because someone stole my name. I won't be streaming tonight, but I will be back tomorrow to play a horror game. And throughout the rest of the week, I'm going to be continuing Final Fantasy Rebirth because I didn't play for last week. And yeah, just kind of enjoying my time on the game. Peachy.
Hi, my name is Peachy Pixelate. I'm a variety streamer and I also do Warhammer content, which I didn't spoke about today. Adepticon's coming soon. Don't worry, it'll be in the podcast. Over on YouTube, which you can find the links all around. I'm currently playing The Long Dark and a bit of Project Zomboid. Even though I don't like survival games, I play a lot of them. Come follow me, Brian.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian the Pirate. If you didn't know that already, you are very unobservant. But otherwise, thank you all for watching. Thank you, as always, to my wonderful co-hosts for a fantastic show. Despite some of the heavier notes, it's actually been quite a jovial, chipper episode, I think, this
It's been
week.
a good episode. I liked it.
But if you're interested in my content, I do
you.
a lot of action RPG-based content. So I do videos on like Last Epoch, Path of Exile, Diablo 4 occasionally, when I feel like it. So yeah, so you can check me out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, etc., and take all the content there. But that's going to be it from us this evening. Oh, also thank you to the Cow in the Gimp Suit for those who have been watching on YouTube. Everyone on the audio thing is going to be like, why does he keep talking about a cow in a gimp suit? Who knows? Who knows?
This has been
People
one
on YouTube are going to be like, where did
time.
that come from?
Yeah.
You'll only know if you go and check out our Patreon.
That's true.
Yeah.
We talk about it in the break in the middle. But that's going to be it from us. Thank you all very much for watching. Farewell. We'll remember you.
I won't.
Bye.
Bye.